I'm pissed. I'm fuming. Like, I literally have goosebumps because I'm so mad. One down. Oh no. That I call BS. Thank you. If the patients are alive, they should be satisfied. Because healthcare workers, we carry so much stress. We forget to ask each other how we're doing. What's up everyone? How's it going? And welcome back to my channel. My name is Nurse Blake and we're gonna jump right into The Pitt. It is this medical drama that everyone is talking about. I haven't seen an episode yet. I've only seen a few doctors like Dr. Mike react to it online. So I'm like, why doesn't a nurse react to it? So I am gonna be the nurse that reacts to The Pitt. And at the end of the episode, I will let you know if I think it is accurate or not. All right, here we go. This is season 1, episode 1 of The Pitt. This episode is titled 7 a.m. That's when the shift starts. If that's not an accurate description of a hospital ER waiting room, I mean, I've worked in some hospitals where the ER wait time can be like over 12 hours. I do have to say, we don't enter through the main entrance. Like he did enter through like the main ER entrance. No, there's like staff entrances. You go the back way to get to the ER.
Oh, they're always threatening to shut us down, but they never do.
Ano, niniwala ka sa kanya? Hindi ako nagtitiwala sa mga doktor.
Nah, I never trusted doctors. That's so funny. Especially when it comes to like, if there's a threat of like an ER closure, or if the hospitals are gonna like, 2 different hospitals are gonna combine as one. We never know the details. We're always kept out of the loop. So nurses, we never know what's going on. We never trust anyone higher up than us with a T because we never get the true story.
My second husband, Everett, in 1964, he unfortunately passed in 1976 from a heart attack while we were vacationing in Kissimmee, Florida.
Not Kissimmee, that's where I live. Well, I don't live in Kissimmee, but I live in Orlando, and Kissimmee's just south of where like Disneyland is. She is so cute, this patient, and she reminds me of all the older patients, the older adults that I took care of. I think they are the best. They're so cute and so sweet. Give me an older adult over pediatric patient any day.
Take this. Hey, Mateo.
Good morning, Cass. This is Sherry.
There she goes. She foamed in, washing her hands. Love that.
Good morning, good morning. Come on over. This is the most important person that you're going to meet today. This is Dana. She's our charge nurse.
Yes, there we go. Thank you, doctor. Give the credit where the credit's due. The most important person, the nurse, the charge nurse, the nurse leader. That was hot. The fact that he said that really was really sexy and really kind of turned me on.
As you can see, our house is always packed, and our department is mostly clogged up with boarders. Those are admitted patients waiting for a room upstairs, sometimes for days.
Boarders are when there are no beds anywhere else in the hospital, so they literally have to keep patients in the hallways. We call them ER boarders, ED boarders, and it's like there's not even a room in the ER for them, so they're just like in the hallway on a stretcher, and like he said, sometimes for days, because there's not another place for them in the hospital.
And we all know Louis Cloverfield, blood alcohol of 420 at 11 p.m.
Holy shit! 0.420 is insane. Damn.
Okay, trauma two, let's go.
So that happens a lot when there is a crash or an accident and multiple people are involved. You will get multiple of those people at the same time in the ER. So if there's an accident like this, multiple victims are involved, you will get pretty much all of them to the same ER at the same time. So you have to be prepared for that. Especially when there's a crash involving a drunk driver. Sometimes you'll get the drunk driver in the ER and the victim who is in the other car. And they'll be like right next to each other in the trauma base, which is pretty wild.
What's in the PCC? No.
Clotting factors 2, 7, 9, and 10.
Okay, be right back.
Where's the nurses? I don't see any nurses. Where are the nurses? Typically, the patient is surrounded by the nurses doing a lot of this work, so I'm curious to know where they are.
Pulled her off the tracks just as the train was rolling in. Isolated injury to the foot. The train ran over her foot.
When I worked in Houston, Texas, so many of our injuries were caused by trains, which was actually blew my mind. So the fact that they're showing this story, which is like, it's in Pittsburgh, not in Houston where I worked, but there are so many injuries that are caused by trains versus pedestrian. I was honestly, I was shocked.
Dislocation. Ooh, and I thought my heels were painful.
Not the joke. Not that I thought my heels were painful. What?
You have any idea what language that is?
Well, definitely not Tagalog. Maybe Hindi or Urdu.
I'm gonna go get language services.
The doctor would not go get language services. A nurse would go and get language services or interpretation services.
Could be looking at a possible hate crime.
I take it you're free now?
Who is this lady and why is she interrupting both traumas to talk to him?
Need to talk about your numbers.
People we've saved.
Metrics.
Our door to balloon times beat federal standards.
I'm talking about Prescani scores.
I'm pissed. I'm fuming. Like, I literally have goosebumps because I'm so mad. Prescani scores are a survey that goes out to patients after they've been at the hospital, and it's all about patient satisfaction. How quick did a nurse answer the call light? Did they go over all your medication? It's kind of like rating a hotel on Yelp after you've stayed there or rating a trip on TripAdvisor, but we're talking about the ER. When a patient was sick and we get them better, we heal them back to health, and we're focused on how soon did a nurse answer your call light? Were your pillows fluffed? Did you receive flowers every morning? Did you get a wake-up call? The H in hospital is for hospital, not for hotel. And the fact that he is in between two traumas, really sick patients, and she wants to talk about metrics from Prescani scores.
Patient satisfaction?
If they're still alive, they should be satisfied.
Thank you. If the patients are alive, they should be satisfied. Listen, sure, the experience in a hospital from a patient could always be better. But under the circumstances, for example, being short-staffed, we cannot focus our energy on patient satisfaction other than making sure that the patient is safe, that they're well taken care of, that no errors happen. Those are our priorities when it comes to caring for a patient. It's like, what's gonna keep this patient alive? What's gonna keep them pain-free? As opposed to what's gonna make sure they're happy and smiling by the time they get home.
Do you know how likely patients are to recommend this hospital?
This is an emergency department, not a Taco Bell.
That is so true. I don't care if a patient is going to recommend this hospital because what? In this city, there's only 2 hospitals. You're going to come to mine or the other one. Like, what?
People will be happier. Don't make them wait for 12 hours.
There's a nursing shortage across the country.
There's not a nursing shortage across the country. There's a shortage of nurses who want to work under these conditions. One of them, of course, being staffing. There are not enough nurses willing to take care of patients at a ratio that is unsafe. For example, in the ICU, most ICUs, patients are really, really critical. So nurses are only allowed to get 2 patients. That should be the max. Sometimes they get 3 patients, which should honestly be illegal, but there's no laws to protect the patient to ensure that they're gonna have safe staffing. Med surg floor. These floors are really, really busy. Sometimes a nurse can have 8, 9, 10 patients on a med surg floor when honestly, they should be capped at like 5 or 6. It's not safe. Nurses don't want to work in these unsafe conditions and risk our license and risk harming someone because of something that is out of our control.
There's a nursing shortage.
Well, if you paid them a living wage, they'd be lining up to work here.
Our budget can't support that.
I love not even just talking about staffing, talking about pay. Absolutely. Like, for example, in Florida, like nurses get paid $30, maybe $40 an hour for all that work and money they spent on their education. Taking care of patients in nursing, it's a high-risk job. It is a high-stress job. I would rather work at Costco for $20 an hour than $30 an hour in a hospital, which comes with so much liability and risk in these unsafe conditions. I love that he also spit in here about pay. I think that's great. I'm so over her. She needs to stop and schedule a meeting because he's busy saving lives. And it is 7 a.m. There is not a healthcare executive that's going to be at that hospital at 7 a.m. That I call BS.
I'll stabilize the need for the reduction. Dr. Langdon will be distracting.
I see not one nurse in there. Where are the nurses? Where are these nurses? Oh!
Med student down.
One down. Oh no. I've seen that happen in the ER when we're working a trauma or a code. There's always someone who's like in the back watching or observing or learning. Typically they're a med student or a nursing student that they do pass out and we have to put them in the trauma bay next door or get them on a stretcher.
Let's check a rhythm.
Saline pads.
Why haven't we called a code blue? Where's the code blue? Hit the button. There should be a button, a code blue button so everyone could come and run in.
Charge.
Clear.
So many times in medical dramas, they will shock asystole, which is a flat line. You cannot shock a rhythm that's not there. That's not how defibrillation works. So a lot of times medicals show that they'll shock a flat line. No. So I'm glad that there was a rhythm that they shocked.
What are you doing?
1 gram calcium glutamate, IV push.
What? He's prepping the meds? No, this is what a nurse would be doing. A nurse will be the one prepping and giving the medications.
Intense exercise caused muscle breakdown, rhabdomyolysis, knocked out his kidneys. Now he's not clearing potassium. I bet it's over 7.5.
So maybe that's why he was the one giving a med and not calling it, having someone else, a nurse, give that medication. If I was a nurse and I saw that, I'd be like, ooh.
Put your money where your mouth is.
No, I didn't say anything, okay? I sure as hell don't have $50. I'll be this lady's age by the time I pay off my student loans.
So I think this talks about the lack of pay for medical residents. They make nothing. They have to spend so much money for their education and going to school. They have to work long freaking hours at the hospital, doing a lot of work, and they get paid nothing. In healthcare, it's such a big industry, the pharmaceutical industry, the healthcare industry. Only the people at the very, very top, CEOs, are seeing that money. It doesn't trickle down to actually the people that are out there saving lives, and that really pisses me off. But I love how the show is talking a lot about this and bringing these issues up in a way that we would bring it up in the hospital.
Can it happen again?
You know, we gave you medicine to lower your potassium, and you'll need dialysis to clear it all out.
Then I'll be okay.
Yeah. You might need a week or two for your kidneys to recover, but yeah.
Trust me. I won't let this happen again.
Good. Be kind to yourself, okay?
That was such a cute interaction. I love that. I feel like, oh, I'm like emotional. I feel like I'm watching Grey's Anatomy and like a song comes on in the background. It's interactions like that that make you love what you do. Like for him coming in, thinking he was okay, he going to have no pulse, to having to be shocked and revived, you know, and then, you know, I don't know. Oh, the scenes got me emotional. I don't know what it is because they're just talking. And it's that human interaction and human element that keep those of us that are in healthcare, right? You have a young guy comes in, they're fine, not feeling well, and then they go no pulse, and you bring them back and revive them, and then kind of life flashes in front of their eyes, right? Like, this life, am I going to be okay? What happens next? And you as a healthcare provider see that click, and because you know life is short and anything could happen to anybody at any time. So anyway, it's just these innocent reactions that make you fall in love with your patients and what you do in healthcare.
14. 89-year-old woman from a SNP. History of emphysema, CHF, MS.
What you're seeing there is a Lucas machine. That is a machine that gives CPR. It is insane. It is a wild machine. So instead of having a healthcare worker or a person give compressions, it is a device by Stryker called Lucas that delivers the compressions.
He has a pulse. IV fluids and medications are fine, but no intubation and no chest compressions.
That's helpful.
So what we're talking about here is code status, right? So they asked on the other patient if she had a DNR, which is a do not resuscitate. And because she's not a DNR, she is a code, a full code, which is why they were giving chest compressions via the CPR device, Lucas. Now, this patient here said no intubation and no, let me go back.
Do we have any paperwork from the facility?
He has a pulse. IV fluids and medications are fine, but no intubation and no chest compressions.
So no intubation, no chest compressions. That means if he ever goes pulseless, that they're not going to give chest compressions. And if he has any trouble breathing, they are not going to intubate him. So when we have older patients like this, you know, it's very hard to see a full code on a patient who's 95 years old, they're really, really sick, they've been a long time, and if something ever happens, they go into cardiac arrest, we have to go in and give compressions on them. You know we're breaking ribs, we're making them uncomfortable, they're probably not going to recover from that, and it's really, really sad to see. But one of the first things you have to do when you're caring for a patient is obviously name and date of birth, and it's also important to know their code status, because if anything happens, are they a full code? Are they a DNR? Do they have advanced directives like, yes, you could give medications, but you can't do chest compressions and no intubations? Really important critical questions just in case any emergencies happen.
Waste of time and money. Who the hell clerks at that place.
A nurse taking care of 60 patients who couldn't find the form.
She called 911 so she could take care of the others.
Thank you. There you go. I love it. That nurse is probably busy busting their ass. And yes, in the nursing homes, probably have up to 60, if not more, patients.
One of the things we do here is to take a moment of silence when we lose a patient.
So I wish that this was a case that as a team, they do a moment of silence together. You're just so busy, you're so short-staffed. We don't have time to do that. And a lot of times, especially after if it's a really tragic code or really tragic loss, there should be a debrief to make sure that that healthcare worker is okay, that their mental health is okay, that you come together as a team to talk about it. But this isn't reality. That's not the reality in healthcare today. So as much as I love this and I wish this was the case, you're not gonna see this every time. And yes, the viewing rooms are true. That is real. A lot of times ERs do have a viewing room, so if a patient does pass, they could wheel them to the viewing room and the family could pay their respects and say goodbye before the funeral home picks them up or before they go to the morgue. And yes, hospitals have morgues. I'm dying. I'm dead.
Hey, Crash. They're doing a dialysis catheter insertion in North 1 if you want to check it out.
Thanks for coming down, Mom, but
It is very common to see families that are in healthcare together work at the same facility in hospital. I see this all the time where one of the attendings has their kid that's in medical school that's there or a resident, or you have a nurse leader or a nurse and their daughter or son graduates from nursing school and they're there. So the families within the hospital system, it's so true and so accurate, and I see it a lot. And a lot of times they do get how do I say the word presidential treatment? Peripheral treatment? Preferential. Sometimes they get preferential treatment. They get preferred treatment. They get special treatment.
Language mystery solved yet?
No.
Where's social work? Because a lot of times when it comes to looking for the next of kin or contacting family, there's a social worker that will do a lot of that work, finding out what language a patient speaks. So social work is a big help. They're like case management, total godsend. We love you so much. You should be represented in this show.
I have a lethargic 4-year-old. No PMH, no antecedent illness, no fever, vomiting. Parents just couldn't wake him up this morning.
A lot of times there are hospitals that are designed for children. There are children's hospitals, right? But it doesn't matter if a patient comes to your ER, no matter what age they are, you have to care for them. So you may be mostly an adult hospital. You might not have a children's hospital attached. You're not affiliated with the children's hospital. You don't have a pediatric unit. But no matter who comes through that ER door, you are responsible to care for them and make sure they're stable until you could transfer them to the appropriate place or location where they could get the care that they need.
What about pets? No.
You say he's usually like quite active?
Very.
Any injuries lately?
No.
Hasn't bumped his head recently?
This is when critical thinking comes into play when it comes to healthcare. So many times you could see a lab or you could see vital signs or ask a patient a question and you know what to do next. You know what the protocol or the procedure is. But this is when you can't speak to the patient. You don't know what happened, what's going on. You have to figure it out. It is your job to put all the puzzle pieces together. And so this is a great example of critical thinking in healthcare.
It's really throbbing.
Yeah, the blood's under pressure. Gotta drain it.
No anesthesia or?
Oh, stop before I hit the nail bed.
No anesthesia. Healthcare workers are the worst. It's so funny. I've actually had that happen where I smashed my finger in a door and so embarrassing. I went to the urgent care and they had to relieve the pressure. But once they relieved the pressure, it felt so much better because that pain could be pretty bad. But of course, it's not like a pain on a scale of 0 to 10. In your mind, you're like, oh my God, so 8 out of 10, I need anesthesia, put me under for something that's really small and little.
Victoria Giavatti, this is Chiara Alfaro. She's a department social worker.
Yay, we finally got a social worker. Thank you so much, the Pitt. Yes, you got a point for me. I love that.
Crap. Diastolic collapse of the right atrium and right ventricle.
Tamponade from uremic effusion. Good. Next, we'll place the guide wire and then the triple lumen catheter.
Pulse ox is 99.
Oh, and that is the amazing part about healthcare. You never know how it's going to turn out. I know a lot of times families are like, are they going to make it? What's the prognosis? And so many times you could guess, you could base it on other cases, but the body is so insane. You never really know. what's going to happen. What is cool about working in the ER is that, and seeing things happen in the ER, is you could see things get fixed really, really quick. Like that procedure, right? Like patient was crashing, they go in, do a procedure, it's better. And I think that to me is so fascinating, especially to watch. Being able to do something that fixes the patient or fixes that immediate need is like mind blowing.
You want an EKG?
For,
Heart attacks can present as upper abdominal pain.
yeah. No, yeah, that's a great idea.
Get it, nurse. There we go. There we go. I was looking for it, and there she said it. So many times, this is why it's so good that the healthcare team works together and collaborates, and they foster this sense of like, it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to recommend something. When a nurse's eyes and a nurse senses something, and they bring it up to a resident or a student or even an attending, it's so great for that to be a healthy relationship to save lives, honestly. Because if she didn't feel safe speaking up, this patient could have gone home and he could have been having a heart attack.
Any chance he could have gotten into some bath beads or laundry pods?
No, there's no such thing in our house.
Your brother, he gave me some gummies he got in Cleveland. They were in my coat pocket.
You serious?
Pot gummies?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I felt it. I just got nervous for that family. So a lot of times when someone goes to the hospital, there's a reason why we're there. Something happened, and a lot of times you won't get the whole story because some people are fibbing or they're lying. They're trying to cover up something, whether they ate something or drank something or did something or went somewhere they weren't supposed to go. And when the family's involved and it caused an illness on a kid, that's when a lot of the family trauma starts, and I love that the show is talking about it. We see that here with the case of the sleeping kid. We also see that in the case of the potential elder abuse where the mom is sick and the teen son is just like, can we get home? So yes, there are a lot of things. This is so accurate. Thumbs up, The Pitt. Yes, you're getting this correct. This happens more often than not.
I found some of his writing. It was lists of girls he wanted to hurt.
God, this show, I'm loving this show. And I honestly need to get into a show, so this is perfect. God, I'm so glad I'm watching it. I'm so glad I'm watching it with you too.
How you feeling, Crash? I'd really appreciate it if you didn't call me that. Why not? It's a cool nickname. You earned it. You should own it.
The ER, it's such a heavy, fast-paced environment that there is a lot of joking. There is a lot of talk kind of like this. But I'm so proud of her for sticking up and saying, don't call me that. Because the ER, it's such a heavy place. You see a lot, you see death and you see life. And a lot of times as healthcare workers, we don't know how to process it, or we don't process it because it's not normal, the things that we see. We don't debrief, we don't talk about it. So a lot of times these things come up as teasing, or whether it be bullying or lateral violence, kind of not this being lateral violence, but things like this happening. Just abuse in the workplace, not treating each other with kindness and respect. It does happen. It's unfortunate, but I'm super happy that she was able to speak up and say, don't call me that.
I sharded the first time I saw an emergency C-section.
Not she sharded. I don't know. I don't think I like that girl. She's giving mean girl. She's giving bully. I don't like it.
You want to make sure you have someone you can talk to if you need to.
I'm okay.
A lot of people have thoughts that can disturb them. If you've had any, it's okay to talk about.
What's that have to do with my mom? It would actually be kind of helpful to talk to you some more. Hey, David. David. Hey, just give me 5 minutes. Leave me alone.
Robbie! Got a college kid, respiratory arrest, coming in hot.
God, I know that feeling, just being in healthcare when it gets so overwhelming. So many things are going on at one time. It's so loud. There's so many voices. There's so many alarms, so many people talking, so many emotions that you go through caring for other people in these really stressful environments that sometimes it's just like, oh, it's like they're ringing in the ears.
Robbie, we need to intubate here.
He's getting flashbacks to COVID and the PTSD that caused. Oh, God, this show is so good. I love it. Oh, it's bringing back just so many feels. working in trauma and being able to work with the ER team and, seeing the things that we saw. But I love that the show, that they keep asking him how he's doing, because he's obviously going through a lot. He typically doesn't work on this day because it's an anniversary of a death, I guess, of someone else that worked on the hospital. He typically doesn't work that day, but he's there because healthcare workers, we carry so much stress. We forget to ask each other how we're doing. And it just goes back to one of the opening scenes where the doctor was on the roof of the hospital, and I don't know, healthcare it's really, really hard. But the reason why we chose healthcare, whether it be nursing or be a doctor or a social worker, we love what we do. We love caring for other people. But God, good work on the show, whoever wrote this show, for all the people that are playing characters in the show, acting in the show. God, I can't wait to see it. Now, when I'm watching the show, I'm not really looking for things about, are they giving that med appropriately? Are they doing that thing correctly? It's more of the feel, what really happens in the ER. Are all the healthcare workers that typically work in the ER, are they being represented? A few missing pieces. We didn't see respiratory here. We didn't see any nurse practitioners here. Social work kind of came in at the end. We do have spiritual care or spiritual services that are also typically represented, especially when a trauma comes in. So we are missing a few other interdisciplinary healthcare workers, but I'm curious to see if they'll pop up later in the season, kind of like the social worker popped up a little later in this episode. But I have to say, well done on the Pitt. I would have loved to have seen a little more nurses being represented here, doing more of the care that nurses would typically do. But all in all, it's a great show. I really like it. I like it better than Grey's Anatomy. I thought Grey's Anatomy was way too dramatic and theatrical, and this really captured the essence of what it's like being a healthcare worker in today's environment. So thank you so much for watching with me. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Also, if you want me to react to anything else, whether it be news, TV shows, medical dramas like this, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.